Hello and welcome in this tutorial. I'm going to show you how to rig a non-spherical eye in Modo, and this is the most straightforward way I've found. Most of the tutorial I've seen use the deformers and mostly transform effector, rotation effector. We'll use the magnet effector though. So you have to make sure that the center of your eye is in the center of your eye, and it's not here. The easy way is going to edit, center the bounding box center, and here we go. The center is now in the middle of my eye, and it's very important that you see this joint. Actually, I've created that joint so that I could parent the eye to it, and I want the center to be exactly at the same place. And most people like to use, when you have a hierarchy on joints, like to use the dynamic parenting, but in this case it's not worth it because it works perfectly with straight parenting. Grab the eye, grab the joint, and all you have to do, you go to setup and parent in place, and that's it. If you want, if you go to setup mode and you do that in setup mode, you can always zero all. Okay, it's very useful when you want to reset the eye in the default position, so you know it's zero everywhere. And you can actually exit setup and make sure it's exactly the same. If not, very easily you do reset all, and then everything will get back to normal. You've done the most difficult part of this tutorial, because now it's very easy. You go to channel, and you're going to check what kind of transform you have. You have position, and this is the position 0 that we've done before. You have rotation, but there is no scale. So you want to click on add scale on the top, and the scale is right here. Let's add another scale. We're going to keep that one exactly the way it is, just for safety, and add another one. And the second one we used, which is right here, it's on the top. Okay, if it's not on the top, you click on it and you move it up or move to first, but that's the case already, so we don't really care so much. Grab the scale Y on the keyboard, click on C, which opened the channel hole, click on the 100%, and I found that 150 worked well. You can do the same for scale scale X, C again, and 115 maybe. Okay, you want the eye to feel the orbit, which is the case now. Okay, and now whatever you do, you have one rotation, and this rotation is before the scaling. So you just grab E for rotation, and you rotate it, and that's it. It's that simple. Okay, order of operation does work as well in the channels, and you can add as many layers as you want. So look at it this way: you have layers. First layer rotation, you have one layer of scaling here, which is at 0, which means when I do my rotation, my eye is still at 0, or let's say 100% scale everywhere. And the second scale here changes the ratio of the eye, stretches the eye after the rotation, which means the rotation happens inside of the volume of the oval eye. So it's solved, very easy. And now if you really want to go further, what you can do, you can go to head, right click, go to add deformer, effector, magnet effector, go to setup. And what you want to do, drop action, go to match, grab, clicking on the yellow selected part, and you are going to release it on the top of your eye bone, the eye joint right here. And actually you're going to parent it as well. But before, I'd like to make sure the size is a little bit better. So maybe dot 3 here, and it's very cool. Maybe solid core dot 1 and repulsive mode. And we will adjust that later anyway. And we want to parent it to the eye this time, not to the joint, to the eye. Because when the eye rotates, I want this to rotate. One thing though would be a good thing to reset everything to 0 for the eye. Leave the rotation. Grab the magnet effector, grab the eye, go again to setup and parent in place. And if you want, same thing, you can grab the magnet effector and zero all, which means now both the eye and the magnet effector have the same coordinate. Exit setup, and if you grab the eye and you start rotating it again, you can see that the leads stay away from it. So now it's just a question of playing with the radius and the solid core to get it to work properly. And one thing, the real test actually happens when you animate the bone. So let's say go to 20 and I'm going to rotate the head. You can see that everything stays in place. What happens very often when you set up everything with the deformers, it works perfectly in the static position. Once you start animating, the eye will pop out from the orbit and start flying around away from its center. And basically you have to play with the deformer, the order deformation, and most of the time go from word to local from some deformer. But this is the easiest way I found. Actually, it works nicely. It's straightforward, no complication involved. And the only thing I want to show you again before we end this tutorial, once you start stretching the eye, of course, the texture will follow. And that's not what I want. So you have to correct the texture. You go to the UV map. I want to hide the first texture here. The first UV is actually the cornea. So I want to H to hide it. And all you have to do here, let's go to the eye color. All you have to do here is correct the stretching by doing the same to the UV until it's nice and round. Okay, and that's it. You don't care so much about what's outside here because you won't see it anyway, and it's in the back. So it's pretty nice. I think that's about it. So I hope this tutorial will be some way useful to you, and yeah, I'll see you very soon.